Denver is changing. This city is growing faster than it ever has before. Each week, 1,500 people move into the metropolitan area. But how are we handling all this growth? Are we building mixed-income communities? Are we preserving our historic neighborhoods? Are new and existing residents paying an affordable price towards housing? Sadly, the answer to all these questions is no. Instead of making a city for everyone, we are making an exclusive community and driving up home and rental prices higher than ever before. Zillow has reported that Denver's housing stock has inflated by 14%. That's the highest in the entire country. The new growth is pushing out the lower and middle class out of the city and making Denver an unaffordable place to live. Right now, there are 87,000 households in Denver that are paying more than they can afford for housing and are at risk of being displaced from their home. That's about 260,000 people who pay over 30% of their money solely on rent or their mortgage. That amount of people will fill up Sports Authority Field not once, not twice, but over 3 times. That's a third of our population. But who are these lower and middle class? The city defines it as a family that earns less than $62,000 a year. However, this only includes families. What about the individual? When people hear about affordable housing, they naturally think of the homeless or Section 8 housing. But what most people don't realize is that people that allow for a community to function fall into this category. Firefighters, teachers, policemen and women, waiters, cooks, college students. And that's only to name a few. But these are the people that pay close to half of their income just to live here in Denver.
What has our city done about it? We have built only 600 units in the last 13 years. That's not even meeting 1% of the city's demand of 87,000 units.
The new plan is to increase property tax revenues and development fees to raise $150 million over the next 10 years, to create 3,000 new units. Again, that's only 3% of the total need, and that doesn't account for the steadily increasing inflation of people that keep moving here every year. Clearly, this strategy is never going to work. We need to think outside of the box and come up with some creative solutions. We propose to unlock the potential of ADUs, or accessory dwelling units. ADUs have been called many things, from carriage homes, laneway houses, granny flats, alley flats. It could be a converted garage, brand new construction, or a modular unit. Here are some examples of ADUs. So what we are proposing is to change the city zoning code to allow the option for homeowners to build ADUs. Currently, only 11% of the residential areas of Denver allow for ADUs. Other cities such as Seattle, Vancouver, and Austin have seen dramatic impacts from allowing ADUs, and even locally in Colorado, places like Durango, Golden, and Stapleton all allow for ADUs. Why not Denver? And why not your neighborhood? What we are proposing is to grow the middle so that we can keep our existing neighborhoods undisturbed and improve our alleyways. Homeowners can earn extra income each month by renting out their ADU. What homeowner would not like that? With new residents moving to the neighborhood, more local shops will be able to flourish. The best part is our neighborhoods remain the same. No lots need to be scraped for larger buildings. By filling in our alleys, we enhance our entire communities.
As we were investigating deeper into the potential for ADUs, the real question started to emerge. How many ADUs could we interlace into the existing alleys of Denver? The typical city block here in Denver is about 1/8 of a mile long and 1/16 of a mile wide and contains about 30 residential homes. So if we were to take every garage in that alley and transform them into ADUs, that'd be 30 ADUs per block. But let's be real, not everybody is going to go out and start building ADUs. So a more realistic number is about 10% absorption, or about 3 ADUs per block.
So let's take that number to the next scale. Our neighborhoods in Denver vary in size and composition, but an average neighborhood has about 100 city blocks. So if we build 3 ADUs per block, that's 300 new dwellings per neighborhood. In total, there are 78 census neighborhoods here in Denver, again, varying drastically in size, zoning, population, you name it. But if you multiply 300 ADUs times the 78 neighborhoods, you will get over 20,000 ADUs. And that's only a 10% absorption. So let's say this trend catches on, and 1 out of every 4 garages gets turned to an ADU. That would equate to over 50,000 new homes right here in Denver.
This could be a real solution to the housing crisis here in Denver. Over 87,000 families cannot find affordable housing. But if we allow for ADUs, those families, those blue-collar workers, college students, teachers, retirees, etc., all can find the housing they need to work and live here in Denver. Our timing could not be better. The City of Denver is evaluating the current zoning code through community workshops and events, such as Denver Right and Blueprint Denver. So let's work with the city and add the adoptance of ADUs into the mix of these solutions. We know Denver is changing. People are moving here faster than ever before. Instead of flipping our older neighborhoods with new large-scale developments, let's change our city on the small scale and infill our alleys with accessory dwelling units.